Welcome to Prescribing Lifestyle, the podcast that's all about empowering you to live your healthiest, happiest life. I'm your host, Dr. Avi Charlton, and each week we'll dive into the latest research, practical tips, and inspiring stories to help you optimize your well-being. From nutrition and fitness to mental health and mindfulness, we'll explore every aspect of lifestyle medicine, giving you the tools you need to make informed decisions and take control of your health. Whether you're looking into preventing disease, managing chronic conditions, or simply elevate your quality of life, Prescribing Lifestyle is here to guide you on your journey to wellness. So, sit back, relax, and get ready to embark on this transformative adventure towards a healthier, happier you. Let's dive in. Hello everybody, welcome to tonight's Masterclass, Carb Conscious Celebrations, Mastering the Art of Low-Carb Holiday Feasting. Thank you everybody for joining me. Say hello to me in the chat if you're here, and I've got a few people who are coming into the room. Just leave a message on the chat room if you're here to say hello and tell me where you're from. Welcome from all over Australia. I don't know if there's anyone from overseas. And at the end, you can ask me questions. Actually, not just at the end, you can ask me anytime, and I welcome interaction. Let me know what you think and give me some feedback, and then we can be interactive. So whoever just come in, welcome. Leave me a message. Tell me where you're from. Thank you for joining me. So again, thank you for coming. These are my handles. Leave me a message and tell me where you're from. You're most welcome to leave me an email. Hopefully you get something out of this. Tonight we're going to cover carb conscious celebrations. How we're going to be handling Christmas and holidays and going out to dinner. Any tips that I might have on how to manage festivities, how you're going to enjoy your celebrations, what you can do, and answer any questions that you have. So there's no right or wrong answer, but I'm going to give you suggestions. Hopefully this will help you navigate this holiday period. So though there's just those people that just came in, you're most welcome to put in the chat where you're from. Say hello to me and tell me where you're from. This is not medical advice. So if you like medical advice, come and see me in the clinic in Melbourne Low Carb Clinic, either in Wantirna, Pascoe Vale, South, or Paran. This Thursday I'll be in Paran and you can come and see me. There's a couple more appointments available this Thursday, and otherwise next year, plenty of times available. You're most welcome to private message me and let me know what you think. So this is my family. Just a quick introduction. Most of you know me by now. I've got 2 kids, actually one dog. One dog has passed away, unfortunately, and a husband. And I set up Low Carb Melbourne. Now I've got a Facebook group called Melbourne Low Carb Clinic Free Community. Low Carb Melbourne is still fantastic, so you're most welcome to come to join Low Carb Melbourne. And I run this clinic called Melbourne Low Carb Clinic, which is now 2 years old. So time flies, and it's been a wonderful time. Today I went on radio. If those of you who's seen me on the social media, I went on radio, and that was an amazing journey telling people about my Melbourne Low Carb Clinic. I've done lots and lots of learning apart from medical school. So I've done learning with Scope, learning about managing obesity. I've done Low Carb Down Under learning, and even Nutrition Network, ACNAM, and I've qualified myself as a metabolic health practitioner, which has been an amazing journey so far. So again, you're most welcome to join my free community. There's lots more interaction now. This community is over, I think it's 1,500 people, almost 2,000 people now. Very, very interactive. So who just turned up, put in on the chat, tell me where you're from. I've got Jenny from South Bank. Welcome, Jenny. Thank you for joining me. And put in the chat where you're from, say hello to me, and let me know what you're concerned about. So Christmas, are you anxious? Are you worried that your people will be pushing food on you? Are you worried that you're going to have all the sweets and off track? Are you worried about drinking too much alcohol? Put in the chat what you think. Have you got a plan? What are you going to do for Christmas? Are you going to stay on track? Are you going to stay off track for a day or two? Or you're a bit worried that you'll be off track and you'll be snowballing and off track for a long time? I've got people that have got off track during Christmas and they've snowballed into many months of off track. Sometimes this happens a lot, and sometimes they go on holidays and then they're off track when they're on holidays, and then they're off track for a long time and then they struggle to get back on track. Are you worried about it? So Lucy in Sydney says, nothing nice to eat. You're worried about nothing nice to eat. Well, there's lots of nice things, and depends on what you think is nice. And I think all the low-carb food are very nice. So are you ready for Christmas? Have you done all your shopping? Have you done lots of food preparation? Have you got holidays organized? So Daniel says, I think the abundance of food makes it hard to stay on track, as well as the risk of offense of not trying something that someone has made, especially with multiple saying, but I made it. You have to try it. Yes, this is often the case. Auntie, this might have said that I made the biscuit for you. I've made the pavlova. And my 13-year-old, not 13 anymore, 16-year-old son often makes pavlova, and I tell him to halve the sugar so he knows to put less sugar. So, but often he makes it. He now is not offended when I don't eat it because he knows that I am low carb. So that might be an idea. But I totally get you, Daniel, that it is hard to stay on track and you don't want to offend people. So Lisa says, as a family of carnivores, we are working on new rituals. We had very carb-heavy rituals on the day, but we've decided to start new rituals. Oysters for breakfast instead of croissants. Oh, wow, that's amazing. That's a good idea. I wish my family would have oysters for breakfast. I would like a low-carb pavlova recipe. I will share it. I don't have a recipe, but I can share with you where I can find one. And I have made a low-carb pavlova before, and it has been amazing. So I will share with you in a minute where you can find one. Again, are you feeling overwhelmed by the thought of Christmas? Are you worried about Christmas? Are you worried about feeling overwhelmed? So, recipe for a perfect Christmas. Have you got a recipe? Have you got have you planned out what you're gonna do? What's your Christmas traditions? So Lisa's trying to change her traditions and rituals. What are you gonna follow? What are you gonna change? Put in the chat below. What's your tradition and what are you going to change and what are you going to follow? Tell me in the chat. So tonight I've got 10 tips for you for a carb-conscious Christmas. First, know your why. Remind yourself what your why is for staying low carb. Maybe you want to be healthy. Maybe the sugar will wake you up with aches and pains. Maybe you want to lose weight. Maybe you just want to stay on track. Maybe you want to improve your mental health. And I've learned a lot about cancer recently. Maybe you've got cancer and you just can't afford to have sugar feeding into your cancer. So those might be reasons. Just remind yourself, what is your why of doing low carb? Maybe you don't want heart disease. Maybe you've got a family history of heart disease and you want to stay healthy. You want to stay on track. Maybe you know the sugar is quite inflammatory and having sugar will wake up aches and pains and arthritis, and having sugar will make you snowball. Maybe you have an addiction and you eat sugar and you wake up your addiction and you can't get control of it. If you're keen to share in the chat, put in your why. So if you're keen to share, put it in the chat group. Number 2, have a plan. We're going to talk about a plan. You can think about what you're going to do and establish a plan on what you're going to do over the Christmas period. Lisa shared, my why is to keep an autoimmune disease at bay. Sugar gives me pain in the next day, and I wish I have an authentic leader for my patients. Absolutely. She's a fantastic osteopath, which I've connected to on social media. I haven't met her, but she's in New South Wales, and that is an amazing reason. Daniel says, I think my why is I've worked this hard all year, not worth throwing it away for the sake of a family gathering and the holidays. Absolutely. You've worked fantastically hard, and I think that is amazing. My Kumundini says, my why is maintaining the good health. Absolutely. That is an amazing why. So remind yourself, maybe write it down, maybe put it in the fridge, maybe put it on the phone as on a screensaver, maybe put it on a computer, maybe it's on a sticky note, stick it somewhere. Take the focus off the food. It's Christmas. Is it about the food or is it about company or is it about gathering? Lucy says, my why is to keep my chronic fatigue at bay, which makes me very, very miserable when I have an episode. Absolutely. Low carb can absolutely help chronic fatigue. That's another great reason to stay on track and remember your why. Be present. Practice mindfulness. Know what you're doing. Stay on, know your why. Bring a dish or bring your drinks. Eat beforehand. We can talk about that. Be respectful of other people's journey. Don't compare. So other people have their own journey. You don't have to try and influence other people. I don't preach anymore to my friends and family. I just do my own stuff, and I'm quite happy doing that. It's okay to say no. So if Auntie Mimi makes you a pavlova, you can say no, or you can just quietly accept it, and you can have strategies on playing around with it, and you don't have to eat it. And sometimes they just don't notice. They're too busy talking to people anyway. Eating in the right order can be a good idea. And if you slip, it's okay. Just remember, it doesn't matter if it's just one meal. Again, what is your why? So we've talked about what is your why. Maybe write it down, remind yourself. Maybe you've got an identity. I used to call myself Dr. Charlton Low Carb GP until I rebranded myself as Dr. Charlton Lifestyle GP. And that is still a good title that I give myself. And most people around me know that I am a low carber or ketogenic, and that is my identity. So if you're carnivore, you can label yourself carnivore. You can tell people. If you're vegan, most people wouldn't be pushing meat on you. If you're vegetarian, people will prepare vegetarian meals for you, and people will not be pushing meat on you if you're vegetarian or vegan. And if you're celiac, people will respect you and do gluten-free for you. If you're not allergic to nuts, then they would avoid nuts and tell them this dishes contain nuts, be careful of it. Maybe you can tell them that you're carb intolerant. Maybe you can label yourself, establish that this is your identity. Tell yourself, remind yourself, this is who you are. So Canella says she doesn't like being obese. Absolutely. That's a great reason. That's your why. That's amazing. Can you tell me more about eating in the right order, please? Yes, we'll get into it. I'll show you a diagram that might help you to remember. So we're going to have a plan. You've got to have a plan. Write down your plan, and you can write down in a few words right now, or you can write down as soon as we get off this call. Have a plan on what you're going to do. Have you got a plan for the Christmas day? Have you got a plan for Boxing Day? How many gatherings you have? Have you got a holiday coming up? And what is your plan for the holiday? And I'm certainly going overseas in January, so I do have a vague idea of my plan, and I'm going to refine it and really think about what I'm going to do, because I'm going overseas to Singapore and Hong Kong, which I would love to have some of the hometown food that I have in Hong Kong, but I'm probably not going to eat the same way as I did when I was living in Hong Kong 30 years ago. So Lucy says she's low. She wants to be the carb intolerant. There you go. Maybe you can label yourself carb intolerant. Maybe if people ask you, you can call yourself carb intolerant. You don't have to explain, but some people feel like they want to, and that might make yourself label yourself you're carb intolerant. Some people say they're allergic to nuts. You can say that you're allergic to carb. So that might be an idea. Lisa says she loves it too. I think I'll use that too. When I say I'm carnivore, it makes people uncomfortable. I think carnivore is just a very strong word that it's quite masculine, and people get scared that when you call yourself carnivore and they say, what, you don't eat veggies? You can't do that. You're going to cause yourself bowel cancer, and you're going to cause yourself heart attacks, and they think you're out of your mind. So yeah, maybe just call yourself carb intolerant, or you just like to eat healthy and eat good foods. Eat real foods. Be present every day. So practice mindfulness. When you call yourself you're a carb intolerant person, just be mindful what you're telling yourself and telling people. Practice mindfulness. Know what's happening. That might help you stay present and know what's inside you. Notice how you're feeling, and that will help in your journey as well. So let's say you're hosting Christmas. That actually makes it much easier because you're in control. You can cook whatever you like, and you can still ask people to bring a dish, and that's okay. Quite a lot of people will offer to bring a dish for you. But if you don't want people to bring a dish, that's okay. You cook all your own food, and you don't even have to tell people that it's a low-carb menu. You just cook real foods, and that is totally okay. So you cook all these foods, and people wouldn't even know you're a low-carb person. Roast pork and crackling is a regular in my in-laws' household when we do Christmas. And you can do a prawn cocktail quite easily, low carb. You can make your own mayonnaise. You can do yogurt dressing, and sometimes I mix my own yogurt dressing with prawn cocktail with avocado, lettuce, cucumber, and that's fantastic low carb. Good protein, healthy, fresh food. Pomegranate salad looks amazing as a Christmas dish, and ham can be quite low carb. And I have done low carb ham before using artificial sweetener, and I've used sugar-free maple syrup to coat the ham, and it's not too hard to make. And people will know that it's a low carb meal. And I've made cauliflower broccoli cheesy bake to serve with the roast meal, and as well as salad, and that was quite easy. I've made low carb trifle, and you can search low carb trifle or keto trifle in a search, and I think Megan Allen has a recipe for low carb trifle. Low carb keto cheesecake is really easy to make, and there's plenty of recipes online. You can search keto cheesecake, and you can do almond flour on the base, and that is really easy. Nobody even knows this is a low-carb keto Christmas. So you mainly prioritize your protein. You can ask people to bring you their own dish if you feel like they are missing out, and you don't have to eat their dish, and you can ketofy any desserts you like. So you can do a keto trifle, keto cheesecake, keto pavlova. So there's all these options. So Lisa says, we are hosting Christmas and providing our choices. Other family are bringing extras such as salads, potato salads. We are not having snacks or appetizers. We're making it all about the family connection. Absolutely. I do have a picture here that you take the focus off the food. Christmas, is it about the food or is it about the gathering? It's about connecting with people. So you see all these pictures, you see people connecting, happy. What can you see in these pictures? It's not about the food. Who cares what the food is? Who cares if it's carnivore or keto or if it's salads or if it's ham? And it doesn't matter. So if you connect with people, food is just the second thing. So leave in the chat what you're thinking. Let me know if you think this will work for you or if it makes it a little bit more easier. Hopefully this takes a bit of stress off you and you can make ways to adapt to your celebrations. Christmas cookbooks you can easily download or buy or even Google or even go to YouTube and look up keto Christmas ideas. So you can search up keto Christmas or low carb Christmas. Maria Emmerich has a holiday cookbook with lots of keto recipes. This is Megan Allen. She's got lots of fantastic, really easy low carb keto recipes. And I think this is a free recipe book which she but she gave away last year. So you can still search up her website. Even if you don't buy any cookbook, you can search it up. So many free keto recipes online. Put in the chat where's the recipe site that you like to use? I love Megan Allen's recipe, which is called Mad Creation. So you can see Mad Creation Hub. So you can look up Mad Creation Hub if you like. And there's lots of other sites. There's Diet Doctor has a few low carb Christmas. There's lots of keto recipe websites so you can search up recipes. If you don't want to make anything, you can actually buy low carb keto cakes. This is a cake mix which you can get from Simply Swaps from Linda and David Marticini. And I've connected with them. They're amazing. I've made these cakes for my clinic and people don't even know it's low carb keto. I just put some cream. The cream wasn't sweetened. And I just bought this chocolate cake mix and put some cream in between and a bit of keto jam. On her website, she's even got keto jam mixed with real strawberries and chia seeds. You can make your keto jam in between this Black Forest cake, and she's got this recipe on her website in Simply Swap Foods. Regretless is a cafe in the CBD in Melbourne, and they've opened up in Templestowe. So Sue will do this Yule log and even Black Forest cake. You can go on the website and order it. I'm not sure if she ships interstate, but those are ideas. And Keep It Keto is Danielle Thomas, and she will make this keto trifle, choc raspberry trifle, which is all keto, no sugar, using monk fruit sweetener. So Lisa asked about monk fruit sweetener versus allulose. I think monk fruit is great. However, monk fruit is a lot of erythritol. So I asked Lakanto people, and monk fruit, they said, is totally mixed with erythritol. It's 99% erythritol, 1% monk fruit. which in small amounts, I think erythritol is fine. If it's just every now and then, that's fine. Allulose is quite hard to get in Australia, but I have shipped it from Amazon. So I've ordered allulose from Amazon. Allulose have got new science that it actually improve your cravings, reduce GLP-1, and it's got anti-cancer properties. So allulose might be a better sweetener to use than monk fruit. And I've used allulose in my ice cream. I've got an ice cream maker. I put some cream, put some blended berries and allulose, and that is my keto ice cream, which is amazing. So I've also, I also would bring a dish, like you can make these charcuterie boards, you can create these dishes and Christmas wreaths, and it's quite easy that you can make these dishes. And this is the keto pavlova, Lisa, that you can find on Mad Creation Hub. So you can find a keto pavlova recipe. I've actually made it myself, and it's looks pretty similar to an ordinary pavlova, except you use lakanto, monk fruit, or even allulose. This looks really amazing. I've never tried it, but Megan Allen has the recipe in the Christmas Gathering ebook, which you might be able to find on her website. It looks amazing. I don't know if I can recreate all these fancy, this is probably fat hat dough. So you can search up fat hat dough and you can make all these fancy things, and it's a bit like a garlic bread that you can shred. Keto trifle, you can look up from Fat for Weight Loss website by Aaron Day. So you can look it up, Fat for Weight Loss website, keto trifle. So you can search it your own. Who is worried about alcohol? Who thinks they'll go off track with alcohol and drink too much, and they might be worried about cocktails or worried about drinking too much wine or having soft drinks? So I actually don't drink myself, so I'm actually not too worried because alcohol doesn't do anything for me. So I myself don't drink alcohol. But if you're going to drink, if you want to drink alcohol, maybe spirits might be a better choice. You can also consider spacing your alcohol out with soda water. So if you have a soda water first and have your food first, and then some alcohol, and then the soda water, and then some more alcohol if you want to, that might be an idea. So these spirits have 0 gram of carbs. The gin, whiskey, tequila, vodka is much lower carbs. Champagne and white wine is a little bit lower carbs. And if you mix it with diet soft drink, that might be a bit easier. Lower carb. If you mix it with soda water, that might be a bit lower carb, or diet tonic, or diet Sprite, diet lemonade. So those are ideas. And these keto-friendly wines might be a little bit better, a little bit less carb. And you can get low-carb beer. When I was driving in the freeway today, there's all sorts of low-carb beer ads going around. So that might be a better idea if you want to moderate your carb. And if you want to just pretend you're drinking alcohol but have something bubbly, then certainly bubbly has no alcohol, but it's still bubbly, and you can pretend yourself of having a fancy drink. I have SodaStream. You can mix your own SodaStream. You can bring your own drinks if you're having a party. You can bring some kombucha or Next Spa sugar-free bubbly soda, Pellegrino's soda water. These drops taste quite yummy, so you can mix it with SodaStream soda water, and they're actually no alcohol, no sweetener, no calorie in these water drops. They're Zings water drops. So I got a few donated by Low-carb Emporium. That might be an idea. So leave in the chat what you think. Are you going to stay on track with your drinks? Maybe it gives you an idea on what drinks you can bring if you're going to go to a Christmas celebration. And if you're going out to a party, you can eat beforehand. If they have walk around, if they have buffet or if they have like canapes, who cares if you don't eat? People don't even know if you don't eat. So if you eat your meal, you'll be full and just eat your scrambled eggs, eat your bacon and eggs, or eat your usual dinner. Like this is my usual beef brisket, which I cook every now and then. And so if you don't want to eat your dinner, eat your normal dinner before you go out. Sometimes people are too busy talking and they don't even realize that you haven't eaten for the whole of the party. Be respectful of other people's journeys. This is funny. So we just want to talk to you about keto. Some people feel like they have to spread the word and they want to tell people all about the low carb carnivore keto journey. People sometimes just don't want to listen to it, and it's actually quite hard to convert people. But if you feel like you have to spread the word, just tell them a little bit and then let them discover. And this is funny. Excuse me, do you have a moment to talk about ketosis? I just thought these are quite funny, and you might not want to spread and offend people who are in their own journey. I have a patient last week and she said, what am I going to tell people if I don't want to eat their food? What words do I use? So again, you can tell them you're carb intolerant. You can tell them you're allergic to sugar. You can tell them it just doesn't agree with me. Just leave it at that. You don't have to elaborate. You can tell them it's doctor's orders. And absolutely, I'm the doctor and this is my orders that you stay low carb. You can tell them, I don't feel well after eating it. And that's absolutely true. You might be waking up, you're insulin resistant. You might have aches and pains. You stir up your cravings. And you might just take your food and take the food that people are offering you and just leave it for later. Just say, I'll try it later. So you don't have to elaborate. Just say, I'll try it later. That's okay. You can say, I've already tried it. It's so delicious. People don't know. You can say, I'm so full. I've had too much of other food. You can say, I don't eat gluten, or I don't eat bread, or I don't eat sugar. You just implies no choice that this is what you are. So I don't eat bread. I don't eat pasta. So Canella said, that's what I did today at midday party. Arrived well fed and drank soda water and nibbled on blue cheese. That's a great plan. You had a good plan. You ate beforehand, and that was an amazing planned out catch up. So you concentrate on catching up with people rather than worry about eating the food that you don't want to eat. You can just say no, thank you. You don't even have to elaborate. You can be proud when you say no. So just have a plan. This is what you're going to say. Say no, thank you. Or say, I've had some already. This doesn't agree with me. So someone earlier asked about eating food in the right order. So let's say you really want to enjoy that pavlova because you don't have it all the time and you're just going to make a plan of eating that sugar pavlova. That's okay. And I think this is really good that you plan it out and you have an enjoyment, and that might be just a bit better for you than berating yourself and not eating it. So you are allowed to eat those sugar foods. You are the boss of you, as Dr. Lucy and Dr. Mary says. And if you plan it out, that's okay. But if you eat certain foods in certain orders, it might help to reduce the sugar response. So first, eat your non-starchy vegetables first. Eat your protein starters or salads, or this is why we have prawn cocktail with veggies and salad to coat your tummy. And then you eat your protein and fat. So you can eat your roast pork, or you can eat your broccoli, cauliflower, cheesy bake. And then you eat your potatoes and your salad last. So eating food in this way quite often will not spike your sugar as much as eating your sugar midway. Midway, when I mean midway is in the middle of the afternoon or not after a meal. So when you eat your desserts and carbs, always have some other food beforehand. So that will reduce your glucose spike and reduce your insulin spike. So that is a method from the Glucose Goddess. So you can check out the Glucose Goddess, the book, and she has lots of these little tips for those of you who really want to eat their sugar, eat their carbs, and I respect that. You are your boss and you are the boss of you, and that's okay. So that might be an idea of coating your stomach with veggies and protein and fat first. So there's other tips when you go out is ask if it could be cooked in butter or olive oil rather than vegetable oil. Eat the entree to fill up. There's no more room for desserts. Be careful with the sauces and dressings because there might be hidden sugars. So if you really want to stay on track, just maybe ask for salads without dressing, and that might be just a simple idea. You have a choice. So if you don't want to eat the food, you can tell them. Order whole foods rather than pizza or pasta. Last week, I went to a Christmas party. They had a Christmas party at a pasta restaurant in the city. So I was quite worried. This is a Christmas party that I really want to go to. It's in the city in Melbourne because I want to connect with people and maybe new people that I might connect with and set up friendship with, and maybe I can collaborate with them about business. And I actually did meet a couple of very interesting people who are in the health space, and hopefully I can invite them to my podcast or collaborate with them and do some amazing things together. But they had this Christmas party in Vapiano in the city, which is a pasta and pizza restaurant. And they had a set menu with so many pizzas and pastas all to share. And my technique was I looked up the menu and I just wondered, what other options do I have? So I messaged the organizers. I looked up the menu and I found them. They actually do zoodles for pasta, and they also do meatballs for entrees. So I told the organizer I am really not keen on eating the pizza and pasta. I have a special dietary requirement and I request a low-carb meal. And they actually served me like bolognese zucchini. So all the pizza and pasta came, and unfortunately my zucchini noodles came very late, but I was actually quite I'm fat adapted, so I'm not really hungry. So I actually managed to sit in my own comfort and just not worry about other people. And I didn't eat all the pasta and pizza. Everyone else was trying to explain themselves why they eat so much carbs because they had so much alcohol that they have to fill out with the carbs. And I feel like I don't really care what they eat. I just don't want to eat it myself. So you have a choice. You can choose whole foods. You can choose. You can tell them your dietary requirements. If you are vegan, you would tell them you're vegan and tell them your dietary requirements. So if you're carb intolerant, you can tell them your dietary requirements as well. And people will respect that, and that's okay. When you go out to your meals, you can tell them to hold the chips, hold the bread, just don't bring it out. Quite often, I would get a bigger salad serving. So if I have a steak and salad, tell them to don't bring out the chips. The salad will be a bit bigger. And if I tell them to don't bring potatoes, sometimes the broccoli and the cauliflower serving become a bit bigger. Or so desserts, you can choose a cheese platter rather than a dessert. And I have done that before, and I feel like I've got something to eat rather than a dessert, or you can even choose to fast. I struggle to choose to fast because I still like to eat with other people, but I've had low-carb friends who just don't eat the whole thing and they fast for the whole meal, and that is okay. That is fine. I just want you to be careful with leftovers because sometimes people bring a lot of food. They come in for Christmas gathering, you cook some food, other people bring a lot of food, or you might have lots of low-carb desserts, and you feel like you have to finish it all. So I'm just going to remind you that you don't have to finish all the leftovers. Your body is not a rubbish bin. That's what Dr. Lucy and Dr. Mary says, is you are not a rubbish bin. It is totally okay if you have too much food to just put it in the bin. If you have too much leftovers and you just can't finish it, or you're going to lead, all these leftovers going to lead you off track, you don't have to eat it all. You don't have to eat it. You can just put it in the bin. It's totally fine. It's better than feeling guilty and feeling overwhelmed about it. There are some people who plan it all and they still can't stick to it. Don't berate yourself. Don't stress, and just get back on straight away. Don't let it snowball. If you go off track, just get back on. Don't let it become your weeks and months of off track. That will totally derail your journey, and you just have to pick yourself up the next meal, get back on track. And be kind to yourself, be kind to your journey. Know what is best for your body and remember your why. So leave in the chat what you think about all this. Is this helpful, and what is your best take-home message from tonight? Tell me what you think and leave in the chat what you're going to do when you go out for Christmas. This Christmas, we're going to have a buffet, and I love having buffets because there's so much lovely protein. And this is the third Christmas that we're having a buffet near Phillip Island. My in-laws have decided that no one's going to cook anymore. My mother-in-law used to cook when my little kids were babies. Then I cooked for a few years. Then she decided that because I'm busy, everyone's busy, nobody's going to cook, and we've booked buffet. There's oysters, seafood, prawns, ham, meat, beef, lots and lots of protein. There are full sugar on the buffet table, but quite often I'm too full to have it already because I've had lots of oysters, lots of ham, lots of meat. So thank you, Kumunduni. Thank you for saying these are helpful. And Lisa says, take home for me was my body is not a garbage bin. Also, I'm going to use the carb tolerant identity. Also, we'll track down the keto pavlova recipe with allulose. I don't know if the recipe is with allulose, but you can certainly use allulose in the keto pavlova. So it's totally great and yummy. So these are the 10 things that I talked about, and you can totally do whatever you want. If you decide to be off track for the day, that's okay. And it doesn't matter. Just get back on track when you're ready. So just to remind you, I do face-to-face consultations in my room in Wantirna, Pascoe Vale, and Paran. And I also do telehealth for all Australian citizens who is in Australia. I don't do overseas medical consultations, unfortunately, because my medical indemnity will not pay me if I get into trouble. So as a special, this Thursday, we're going to have a Low Carb Pro webinar every second Thursday. This coming Thursday, we're going to talk about reflecting 2024 and planning 2025. If you're keen to join Low Carb Pro to see what it's like, it's only $25 a month, and I'm giving a special discount of 50% off for the first 2 months. So you can join for 2 months to see what it's like. It's only $12.50 for a month. So cheap, cheaper. A coffee last time costed me $8.50. So my membership is $12.50 for the first 2 months if you use this discount code. So hopefully some of you will join us on this coming Thursday to talk about what we're going to reflect on this year that's almost finishing and the coming 2025. We're going to do a review, reflect, and plan together this coming Thursday. So if you join me, I'll email you the link of this coming Thursday. You can use this code. If you're not sure, send me a message. And the offer finishes this Sunday. So this offer of this code only lasts until this Sunday. So join me as soon as you can. Sign up tonight, and then you get $12.50 for 2 months. And if you're coming up school holidays or Christmas, New Year holiday, you can use this time to learn about everything about low carbs. And I've got an 8-week complete guide to low carb course, lots of videos, and you can still join us in the fortnightly Zoom in the Facebook group. And if you use this code before Sunday, you get 30% off for this 8-week course. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you for commenting that these are good reminders. And Canella said she may go off track a little. That's okay. If you plan to go off track, that's fine. Plan how many days you're going to go off track. And if you do, don't berate yourself. Enjoy your meals, enjoy the company, and that's absolutely fine. This is my brand new venture is I'm going to host my next Breathe in Health half-day retreat on the 16th of February. Let me know if you're interested and I will give you a discount. So put in a private message to me or send me an email and I will give you an exclusive discount on this Breathe in Health half-day retreat, which is the next date available in February. So I hope this has been helpful. This is my social media handles and my email address. Send me an email. Let me know how you go and plan what you're going to do. If you're going to go off track a little bit, that's okay. If you're 80% good, 20% off track, you're doing amazing. So do what's best for you. Self-compassion, be nice to yourself. If you feel like it's Christmas, you're going to have a few drinks, you're going to have a real sugar pavlova. That's okay, and that is not a problem. You are the boss of you, and that is absolutely fine. So I welcome anyone with any questions. Let me know what you think, and I will stop sharing to let you, whoever wants to leave on the chat and even unmute. You can tell me any questions that you have and let me know what you think. You can unmute yourself if you've got any questions. So I hope this masterclass has been helpful for you to stay on track. And this applies to anything, not just Christmas, not just the festive season. If you decide to go out with your friends and you want to be off track a little for a meal, that's absolutely okay. But if you want to stay good on your journey, stay healthy, and you know that if you eat your sugar, you get aches and pains, then absolutely stay on track. You don't even have to explain to people. You don't have to tell people what's going on. You don't have to try and convert them. They are doing their own journey. They see how good you feel and you are disciplined to stay on track. And sometimes they will just look at how amazing you are and follow on your journey. I am having Christmas luncheon with my in-laws and they don't even talk to me about just have a piece of sweets, just have a little bit, you can do it. So they don't even try and convert me anymore, because that is my identity. So welcome, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Thank you for signing up to this masterclass, and I hope it's been helpful. Thank you, Canella, and thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Daniel and Kumunduni. I hope this has been helpful. Let me know if you've got any questions. All right. If you've got no, thank you. I'll give you a wave as well. Thank you for joining. Until next time, I might bring to you another masterclass. Not sure what we'll do. Okay, stay tuned. Bye. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Prescribing Lifestyle Podcast. Before we wrap up, I have an exciting news to share. I have a new ebook called Low-carb Made Easy. It's now available. This guide is perfect for anyone looking to dive into the low-carb lifestyle. Inside, you'll find the basic theory behind low-carb eating, a detailed food list, practical meal plan, and a variety of delicious recipes. It's designed to make a journey to better health easier, simpler, and enjoyable. For those who prefer a hard copy, head over to my website and register your interest using the link provided. My website is www.mlcclinic.com.au. Head to online store. Remember, the information shared in this podcast, it's for educational purposes only and not proper medical advice. Always consult your medical professional before making any changes to your lifestyle and diet, or you can come and see me in Melbourne Low-carb Clinic. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and stay connected with us on social media. Your feedback will help us improve and reach more listeners. Lastly, if you found this episode helpful, please share it with your friends and family. Together, we can make a positive impact to our health and our communities. Thanks again for listening, and as always, stay healthy and happy. Until next time.